This episode is brought to you by Bulletproof Script Coverage, where screenwriters go to get their scripts read by top Hollywood professionals. Learn more at covermyscreenplay.com.
So I was doing this Star Trek with Quentin Tarantino. Mm-hmm. And so he and I are working on that together. And when we're talking about, and he's writing this dialogue scene that I've written, and then he writes it. And it's like, my God, because I thought I was like, didn't want to be straightforward with anything. So I'm kind of flowing over here. And then he does this thing, which is now 5 pages longer than my scene was. And he's going all out here and he's touching on stuff that's way over here. And then he comes back over. And it was just beautiful. It was just so wonderful and so funny. And so it's like he just, again, you're talking about someone that sees stuff. Normal humans, you know, and so
right.
It is, and I say that with reverence. It's but he's just that guy, and so he's really good at not just being straightforward with anything. I think that so yeah, clearly, and it so that's to me is it. You just kind of you want to take your time. Don't rush to feed information. Don't just deliver information through exposition and everything. You just want to have conversations and then let the stuff come out in conversations. This, even like on Star Trek, whenever I told Quentin, it's like I'm not a Star Trek guy. I'm not a big sci-fi guy. I know the characters and I like the relationships and all this and I know about it. But he goes, don't worry about that. I'll take care of all the the big sci-fi stuff and everything. We just do that. And so you kind of find what you know and you write what you know. Don't try, especially when you're starting out. Don't try to write something that doesn't feel like a fit, because if it feels clumsy, it's probably going to be clumsy at first, just kind of build up to that.
And I have to ask, because I know I'll get shot if I don't, how did you get involved with Quentin in Star Trek? Like how, because I've heard of this story in town that, Quentin's going to make a Star Trek movie and he's writing a Star Trek movie and it's going to be whatever, like Pulp and Fiction in space. I don't know. But so how did you, and generally Quentin doesn't work with other writers. He generally is a lone wolf like yourself. How did that work? How did you guys get together?
It was through JJ Abrams. And so it was through Bad Robot. I've done a few things with them. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of bring me stuff. It was like they had a tough script, Guillermo del Toro, that he was on. And so I worked on that with him. I worked on with Edgar Wright on a script for JJ and stuff, which was another, completely different experience, but just as much fun. But Tarantino, it was like he wanted to do this. And then we all gathered in a room and we talked about the ways in. Mm-hmm. And so after that, they just called me. It was like the day later and said, "Hey, are you up for it? Do you want to go? And if so, then Quentin wants to hook up." So I said, "Yeah, sure." So, and that was where, like, one of the first times I guess it was the first day I met Quentin. We were in the room and he's reading a scene that he wrote, and it's like this awesome, cool gangster scene, and he's acting it out and he's doing both then back and forth. And it's like, I told him, I said, "Man, I'm just so mad I didn't have my phone like recording at that point. This would be like so valuable." It was just amazing. But so then it was that. Then we started working. Yeah, I go over, I go hang out at his house one night and we watch old gangster films. We were there for hours. I don't know.
On film, obviously. On film.
Yeah, in his theater. He's got this amazing, huge theater attached to his house on film. He actually had his projectionist from his theater there on Beverly come and do it. So it's just, we're just kicked back, he and I, watching gangster films, laughing at the bad dialogue, and then, but talking about how it would kind of bleed into what we wanted to do. And so, then it was it. I don't know. I give it 10% chance it ever gets made. It's one of those things that's so tricky for him to do. It's like if he really wants to, he's got this set limit that he puts on, and he'll tell me he's got well, I can say it's not an original, so it won't count against my,
his original.
Yeah, or whatever. And so, but I think it's. I would love for it to happen. My God, I'd just be thrilled if it did. But
I gotta say though, when I heard that, I'm like, how is Paramount going to give Tarantino one of the most valuable IPs they have? And Quentin's going to do what Quentin's going to do. Like he's not going to kowtow to studio execs on like, well, we're going to make some toys. Like, yeah, no, it's going to be full blown open. So how does that, like, when I heard that, I'm like, I want to see it. I'm first in line to see it, but how is a giant conglomerate going to give their biggest IP, arguably Paramount's biggest IP, to to one of the most renegade filmmakers of his generation.
It's again, it goes to like, guys like Quentin can do stuff that the rest of us can't. They can get it, and so they're going to trust him because they know what they're going to get is going to be like something that's going to be talked about for years. It's just, and it was. I mean, the script is so Tarantino, and it's hard R, and it's violent, and it's
right.
It's got all these great elements, and I guess probably too. I mean, I guess Paramount has done different things and kind of veered back on Star Trek. They probably feel like Tarantino's worth being able to veer off path and always.
It could be its own thing. It could be its own thing in the zeitgeist of Star Trek. Like it's in the pantheon. It's not going to mix in with Kirk. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. I haven't read the script, but
it does. Yeah, no, we've got him. No, it's all the characters are there and stuff, and so it would be. Okay. It would be those guys, but it's like almost like, I guess you look at it probably like all the episodes of the show didn't really connect, So this one would be almost its own episode, and so
it's like an adventure. It's like it's
cool episode.
It's like an adventure somewhere else that kind of doesn't connect with the rest of the.
That's it. There's a little time travel stuff going on. There's all this other So it's really wild.
Just stop it. You're getting me excited. Stop it, and I'll never ever going to get to see it.
I'm making myself more angry that it hasn't.
And the more you tell me about it, I'm like, what, time travel? What? What's going on? I need to know. Oh my God.
It's so great. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll decide that he gets so bored and he's going to do it.
I mean, God. Oh, anyway, all right, stop. I got to stop. I can't stop thinking about it because it's just going to get me upset. I'm sure afterwards you're going to get Quentin. What's going on, man? Is this happening?
Yeah.